Let me talking about the company strategy. The objective of Equifax long-term strategy is to become the most trusted provider of information solution to customers. Equifax provide the customers with unique and high-value data resources to enable them to make the business decision. Data is the most crucial element in our business. By developing more advanced technology and training staff regularly, the company is able to get different advantage compared to other competitors and help its customers with their decision-making process. There are 5 key essentials for long-term company growth strategy. The first one is deliver stable, profitable growth and shareholder returns. The second one is develop company's unique data. The third one is improve market leadership in key domains and verticals. The fourth one is premier customer service offering. The last one is invest in talent. Let me start the first one, explain the first one. The first one is deliver the stable, profitable growth and shareholder returns. Equifax strive to be the leading company in the industry, and by placing itself as a fast-rate provider of high-value data-based information solutions, it can increase the strong financial returns for the both company and the shareholders. The second one, develop the company's unique data. In order to boost the assortment of product offerings and the quality of its service, a source of credit and non-credit information is necessary. It will assist customers to enhance their business decision as well as help the company get more customers and market. The third one is improve market leadership in key domains and vertical. Due to the nature of our business, it's important for the company to have new idea and technology development, as well as satisfying customer service. US is the largest, biggest market of Equifax. To further grab the market share, Equifax need to broaden product offerings and improve customer service. The first one is a premier customer service offering. Despite the technology development and product offerings, without customer support, the company would not able to achieve their goal. Equifax value is relationship with customers and aim at providing a superman service for our customers. The last strategy is invest in talent. Since Equifax is an information company, it believes that technology creates opportunities, but talent make it into results. The company also record very financial and operational success and failure to analyze the reflection by the team. That's the 5 key growth strategies.
Recently, Equifax came across a hacker attack on its credit system, and we try to make good use of it to help us define the 10 key risks involved. We succeed in defining them in 3 big categories: their financial risk, strategy risk, and operational risk. First, the financial risk includes their economic and market risk, which is rather important because their Equifax business is rather sensitive to the economic condition, including the interest rates employment level, and consumer confidence. Second, as for the strategy risk, we believe that supplier risk, competitor risk, regulation risk, and external relation risk are important for Equifax. First, as for the supply risk, Equifax depends heavily on the supplier to provide data source, analyze information, and provide service to their customers. So if they are in lack of such service, their business will be harmed greatly. Then secondly, as for the competitors' risk, Equifax doesn't operate its business evenly globally. So if their competitors have any technology or financial advantage over Equifax, then it will lose its market share. Thirdly, as for the external relations risk, Equifax had to maintain the excellent relationships with their third party, including their CPA firms and the credit rating agency. Nowadays, he shared quite an advantage of a lower credit rating. So if their credit rating increase in the future, then he needs to pay more for their debt. Lastly, concern with their operational risk, which includes technology risk, litigation risk, human resource risk, and compliance risk. We believe that among all of this, technology risk is the most important for Equifax because the stability of the technology network for Equifax is the core for their success to the business. If their technology network is attacked by a hacker, then he will lose reputation and trust from their customers, and so they will lose their revenue and maybe they will meet some bankruptcy in the future. So we believe that technology is quite important for the operational risk.
I'll talk about the wordings that disclose the intent that violates the principle of define risk by source. So the first one is a downgrade to our credit ratings would increase our cost of borrowing under our credit facility and adversely affect our ability to access the capital markets. So in this quote above that, it suggests that a downgrading to our credit rating is a source of risk. However, I think that the real risk is the bad relationship with the credit agency and the bad strategy in the company. And the second one is if we are unable to make acquisitions or successfully develop and maintain joint ventures and other alliances, our growth may be adversely impacted. So this statement addresses that unable to make acquisition is a source of risk. However, I think the source of risk behind it is insufficient capital or a conflict between companies. And the third one is changes in unemployment rates and other events that can impact revenue and the cost of doing business. So this statement suggests that the changes in unemployment rates is a source of risk. However, the real source is general economic volatility. And the fourth one is if we do not introduce successful new products, services, and analytical capabilities in a timely manner, our competitiveness and operating results will suffer. So this quote suggests that failing to introduce new product is a source of risk. However, the real risk behind it is executional failure in operating. And the fourth one is our business will suffer if we are not able to retain and hire key personnel. So this statement says that the difficulty of hiring key personnel is a source of risk. But the real risk is is the conflict between company culture and the key personnel or the less than expected salary of